I've told myself all night long, this is only a nightmare. I am going to wake up. And then I'll be at home holding Jonah.
Honey, just hang on a little while longer. Herb Newman is the best lawyer in town. He'll be here any minute and we'll get you out of here.
Even if he doesn't believe me.
What are you talking about?
I saw the look on his face while Lieutenant Bowman and the detective were asking me questions. They all think I'm some kind of cold-blooded killer.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, Herb doesn't think any such thing, and the opinion of some small-time lieutenant and his flunky certainly isn't going to carry any weight with the judge, and if worse comes to worse, I can be your witness. I can say without reservation that your shooting Justine Calvert was a justifiable act.
I did not shoot Justine Calvert!
She looks so pale. She almost looks as if...
Miss Calvert sustained a bullet wound. It almost pierced the aorta. She required several transfusions during surgery. She's still in critical condition. Please, don't stay more than 5 minutes.
She'll make it.
There are no guarantees, Mr. Cagney.
She's a lot tougher than she looks like.
Doctor, her blood pressure's dropped.
Code blue! Crash cart! Stat! Come on, Justine. Don't give up. Stay with me.
This is it.
Okay.
Who is it?
It's the police. Is this the home of Miss Suzi Wyatt?
Yes, but I'm sorry
Please step
she's in here
aside,
right
ma'am.
now.
We have a warrant to search the premises.
Would you please put things back where you found them? It's going to take me hours to
All right,
make
ma'am, we're working on a deadline.
Could you at least tell me what it is you're looking for?
We'll know it when we find it.
You know, having a search warrant does not give you the right to destroy other people's property.
Doing our job, ma'am. Our heads will roll if we're not thorough.
Whatever it is you're looking for, I assure you it is not hidden in a lampshade.
Whatever it is I'm looking for, I can assure you it's not in there.
Maybe you would like to go through my purse, check my shoes, frisk me before you leave.
Might have to if we come up dry. Hey, Ron, what do you think? So inside, maybe?
No, check it.
You got a knife, ma'am?
You're not serious. You can't possibly believe that something would be hidden inside a child's toy.
I can rip it and make one heck of a mess. Or you can stop obstructing justice and give me a knife.
With pleasure.
Joe, have you seen Suzi? Tell me this isn't happening.
Tell me it isn't happening.
What are these guys doing here?
They're detectives and they have a warrant to search the premises.
They're not searching the premises, they're tearing it apart.
It's clean.
I told you that before you ripped it to pieces.
And what good is that going to be all torn up?
You can hide your change in it. Wish I had one. Maybe it would keep the missiles from going through my pockets when I'm catching some Z's.
What does that remind you of?
Oh, the guy we nailed with a truckload of stolen caddies. That was a collar.
That is mine. Give it to me.
Aren't you a little old to be playing with toy trucks?
Mm-hmm. I stopped playing cops and robbers when I was 8.
Now, don't push it, McCleary. I can make sure that we don't leave here empty-handed.
Look, if you want some information, why don't you go question Brett Hamilton III? I happen to know that he knew Justine before he came to Henderson, and she was none too fond of him. In fact, the word she used to describe him was slime, S-L-I-M-E.
Well, what do we have here? Nothing.
Dead end. You have a nice day.
Thank you for cooperating, ma'am. We'll make a note of it in our report.
promise you, we're gonna get this place all fixed up before you know it.
What about our lives? Cagney, what have I done? That party was my idea. I'm responsible for all of this.
No, you're not. Now listen to me. There are a lot of evil people in this world, and they're always looking for a situation to take advantage of. And when they do, it's people like Suzi who become the pawns.
And I should have known better. Murder is not a joke. It's a horrible crime. I had no right to try to make a game out of that. And I'll never forgive myself.
Suzi, last night you confessed to shooting Justine. Now, are you changing your story?
I shot her. I did not shoot her on purpose. I aimed a gun at her. It was loaded with real bullets, but I didn't do it on purpose.
Yes, but you pulled the trigger.
I thought it was a game.
I know, honey. Look, why don't you and I just try to talk this thing through? I'm sure we can shed some light on what really happened.
Fine. Look, you do the talking. I'm sick of talking. I have talked until I'm blue in the face and still no one believes me.
All right. Now, what worries me is all the arguments you've been having with Justine. A lot of people have heard them.
I have had lots of arguments in my life with a lot of people, but I didn't shoot them. And if you're going to try to tell me Justine's any different, well, Cagney's not the first man that someone's tried to take away from me. I think if you'll remember correctly, Wendy went right after Warren, even while I was still married to him. I didn't shoot her.
I know. And I hate to say this, but some people could use that information against you.
How?
Wendy took Warren away. This shooting could look like you just didn't want the same thing to happen with Justine and Cagney.
If that were true, why didn't I shoot Justine at the cabin when she staged her little charade the morning of my wedding?
Well, some people might say because at that time you didn't believe Cagney was innocent, you blamed him as much as Justine, darling. At that moment, if you were going to shoot anyone, it probably would have been Cagney.
See, that's ridiculous. And it doesn't explain why I would shoot Justine now. Cagney and I are back together. In fact, we were going to announce our engagement at this party.
What?
And our wedding date.
Oh, I don't believe it. Honey, did you tell the police this?
What difference does it make?
All the difference in the world, Suze. They could say that's why you started the argument with Justine, because you thought she was still a threat.
She was insulting me in public.
I know, darling, but you returned it and people heard.
I was trying to get her out of our lives once and for all. From me and Cagney.
Are you saying that he felt good seeing you rip into Justine?
No, he felt good seeing that I wouldn't take it anymore. And what is so wrong with that?
Because I remember a time when nothing could have made you lose your composure in public. Cagney McCleary certainly has changed you.
Cagney McCleary is the best thing that ever happened to me in my life. And if you really want to know the truth, I'm not angry at Justine. I'm grateful to her. She made me realize how dangerous it is taking the people that you love for granted.
Well, I'm sorry. Some people might say that you had a very strange way of showing that gratitude.
I really don't care what some people say. I did not shoot Justine Calvert deliberately.
Honey, I keep remembering something you said in the office. You told Justine, you said, I have never hated anyone as much as I hate you, and I will stop you if it is the last thing I do. And then you told me that she wasn't fit to live.
Stephanie. Were those really my words?
Don't worry about it. Don't. Because nobody heard it but me.
What about Justine?
Suzi, I'm here to accompany you to the arraignment.
I'm sorry, I really can't believe this. I can't believe I have to go through this. I'm innocent. I mean, why aren't the police out there looking for the person who set me up?
Herb, don't let me down on this. Now, I hired you to plead Suzi's case. I want her out of here on bail, and I don't care what it costs. Do we understand each other?
It might be more productive if you understood the court system. In a case like this, the prosecution has been known to demand a no-bail incarceration.
Joe, it's not fair to blame yourself for what happened. There's no way that you or anybody else could tell that that party was going to end as a tragedy.
You know, Stu said something to Brett just before the guests got there. He said, look what this party's done to Joe. She's become a real gun moll. A regular Ma Barker.
Joe, they were kidding. Everybody was into the spirit of the party. But that was innocent. It didn't mean that anybody condoned murder.
Very persuasive. I do appreciate the effort.
Well, I wish you'd believe it.
Cagney, what were those detectives looking for?
The gun? Suzi told me that they haven't been able to find the weapon that was used to shoot Justine. They kept asking her over and over and over again why she left the party after the shooting. Was it to get rid of the weapon?
Well, there is no gun in this apartment. I can guarantee that.
I can too.
Did she tell them about the doll?
Yeah, she did. I almost wish she hadn't.
Why?
We have no evidence to back up her claim. Every time she mentions that talking doll, she looks more and more irrational to Lieutenant Bowman.
But you believe her, don't you?
Of course I believe her. Every single thing she said. She left the gun and the doll in that room, and then she rushed back here. Then whoever planned this thing picked up the gun and the doll and hid them, and made that room look like it was unused.
What about Brett Hamilton? Did you mean what you said about him?
Every single word. He knows a lot more than he's telling. I just don't know how to prove it.
Do you really think he is cruel? If Justine dies...
You want a motive? Revenge. Suzi and I have told you how he's tried to come between us. And when she put him down, he did not like that. I also have reason to believe that he was after Justine, and she put him down just as soundly.
That's not enough reason for murder.
Who knows the workings of Brett Hamilton? What makes him tick? He's a rich kid. Maybe he freaks out when he doesn't get his way. I saw some of that anger when Suzi and I played a little trick on him, just a bit before the party.
What did you do?
We came into the house to fix a couple of floorboards and he wasn't home. So I opened the window, we went in. Suzi found that movable bookcase and we went and started exploring the house. When he came in, we did the exact same thing as Stu did at the party.
Jumped out from behind the bookcase?
That's right, it was a joke and he was furious. I am more convinced than ever that he's behind this. And you know what scares me? The police aren't going to do a thing about it.
Then why can't you talk to him?
My hands are tied, Joe. They're tied. Lieutenant Bowman's still on me from that missing payroll.
Isn't there anything you can do on your own?
I'll do something. Suzi and I are going to get married, and it is not going to be in a jail cell. She is innocent, Joe. I'll find some way to prove this. I don't think Jonah realizes that his mommy's been gone all night and all day.
Thank God he doesn't know there's any reason to worry.
Stephanie called. This is gonna kill me. Suzi, honey, come here. Baby.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I swear I didn't do it.
Of course you didn't. We know that.
I'm afraid of guns, and I would never even touch a gun if I thought it was real. Never. I swear on my word. I wouldn't.
Shh. No, we all believe you. We
No,
believe you.
raise your hand, Joe. You made out the instructions. So you have to tell them what mine said. You are the murderer, and Justine is the victim. Go to the linen closet and get the...
You don't need to talk about this right now, darling. You're home. Newman arranged bail. There's only one thing you've got to do right now, and that's rest.
Rest? I can't get any rest until they believe me. But how? Justine. She knows the truth, and she knows that I thought it was only a game. You have to talk to her. You have to make her tell the truth. You have to make her tell the truth.
I will, honey, I promise. As soon as she's allowed to see visitors, I will.
No, now. Go to the hospital now, don't wait. You have to talk to her, you see, she'll talk to you. You have to. Please, because Justine is the only person that can prove I'm innocent.
That was close.
Her friend out there was right. Miss Calvert may be tougher than we thought.
Do you think she'll make it?
Well, she's been stable for the last 5 hours.
Her blood pressure's been fluctuating slightly.
I want her checked around the clock and keep a close eye on her vital signs.
Yes, Doctor.
What happened? Is she going to be all right?
Miss Calvert is stable.
Stable? Well, what do you mean by stable? She's going to be all right, isn't she?
The next few hours are critical. And you should know that there is still the possibility that we could lose her at any moment.